everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your monthly angel card reading for November 2016. So I thought we'd have a little bit of a change of scenery for the monthly reading. It's a beautiful fall day, the sun is shining here in Michigan, which is a little bit rare at times. You can see the clouds in the background though, so hopefully the sun stays out for our video, but I thought I would show you some of the beautiful scenery around here where I live. So stay tuned for the end of the video too. I might have a couple of short clips of some wildlife and some of the other scenery after the video. So again, this is the monthly video for November, and we are in a 9 universal year, of course, still. And we're in the last 2 months of that 9 universal year. So we're getting towards the end of this cycle of endings and letting go, and the ending of a chapter for the evolution of humanity as we gear up and get ready for 2017, which of course is a new beginning, a 1 universal year, or actually a 10 universal year, if you will. So let's talk a little bit about November. The numerology vibration for the month of November is actually a 2. So if we think about the number 2, this is going to be a month that focuses on balance and harmony and equality. It's going to be a little bit about patience, and the number 2 really is about the divine feminine energies that are streaming in, helping to rebalance and bring equality to all of those inhabitants on the planet. Now, the higher vibration of the month of November, as far as numerology, is actually a 20, because if we're in a universal 9 year, and November is the 11th month, and we add 9 plus 11, of course we get that 20. And the 20th Major Arcana in the Tarot is considered the Judgment card in the traditional Tarot deck. Now, in the Starseed Tarot, we have actually Major Arcana number 20 listed as the Karma card. And now karma and judgment, both of those words, seem a little bit scary or a little bit daunting. But in reality, the Judgment card is not really about a God source energy judging us. It's not about us being judged for things that we may or may not have done properly in our lives. And I think this is why the Sirian Starseed Tarot actually renamed the card karma, which again, sometimes has a negative connotation, but really karma is just the law of cause and effect. So it's about what you put out is what you get back. And since we're nearing the end of the Major Arcana, after the number 20, we actually get to Major Arcana number 21, which is the World card, and the last of the Major Arcana in the Tarot deck, which actually we're going to vibrate to in the month of December. So isn't it interesting that we're in a 9 universal year, a year of ending of a cycle, and when we get to December, we're going to have that World card vibration, which is actually the last of the Major Arcana, but we'll talk about that next month. But with this month and this Major Arcana, if you can look at the symbology here, we have a beautiful ocean energy. And in the middle of that ocean energy, there's a heart. And again, karma is the law of cause and effect. So if you're planting positive seeds for your future, if you're doing good deeds for others, and you're keeping your mindset and your belief systems at the highest vibration, then you're sowing some very positive and good seeds as you move forward. The other thing I feel when I look at this card is that we're clearing out karma. This whole year has really been about us clearing out karmic energies. And now, since September, since we had those major eclipse energies and Saturn square Neptune, and then of course October, the month that we just ended, we still saw a lot of rebalancing or confusion or trying to, straighten things out in our lives, basically. And now we're to this month where things are going to start to balance out because of that 2 vibration. Things are going to start to become back into a state of equilibrium or equality. But we're still releasing karmic patterns. And as we clear away, and this is over several lifetimes, as we clear away all of these karmic patterns and lower vibrational thoughts and belief systems and old traumas and emotional energies that our physical body and our emotional body and our mental body and even our spiritual bodies have been kind of hanging on to. You know, it's within the cellular memory of our beingness. This card, the Judgment card for the month of November, is telling us that a lot of that's going to be cleared. You know, again, we're nearing the end of this year, so we have to, you know, we have to clear it. And we don't even have to really try. I mean, of course, we need to, you know, retrain our subconscious to think in a more positive way. And yes, we have to do healing on ourselves, subconscious healing, and work, you know, from a spiritual perspective on ourselves. But a lot of this old karmic energy is just going to be cleared. It's just going to be cleared. So just be open to that. Be open to that. And don't judge yourselves. You know, this, again, is the Judgment card in the traditional tarot. Don't judge yourselves. But have compassion. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for others. And just allow the releasing to take place and come back into that state of equilibrium. All right, so let me put this card back here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the astrology for the month. Oh, I almost forgot. For your special message card, okay, we're going to use the Angel Tarot deck for the main message for this month of November, and we're going to use the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue for your special message card. And obviously I didn't lug a bunch of crystals out here with me to the lake, so your special message card of choice is going to be based on an animal totem. And a short little story to share with you is I recently took a nature walk just a few days ago, and sometimes when I have questions in my mind, when I have things that I'm going through and that I need to heal, whether it's situations outside of me or things within me, you know, clearing emotions and whatnot, I go on a spirit walk. And I ask Spirit to give me messages, if they will, through nature, you know, through the animals and through nature. So on this particular spirit walk I had just a few days ago, they actually showed me 3 different animal totems to help me to answer my questions. And so I'm going to give you those spirit animal totems, and those are going to be your special card of choice for this month. So the first animal totem was the hawk. And the hawk is about guardianship and messages. So in other words, guardianship, we're being guarded, we're being protected by higher sources of energy. Higher vibrational energies are protecting us and guarding us. And also, again, the hawk, a lot of the birds of flight, if you will, are about messages because it relates to the element of air. So the hawk is also about messages coming to you. The messages can be from spirit, from your angels and guides. The messages could be from other people as well. Your second animal totem of choice is, and believe it or not, it's a butterfly. Actually, you know, this late in the year here in Michigan, the last few days of October, I saw very clearly right in front of me, just crossed my path right in front of me when I was walking, a beautiful butterfly. And that's a little bit rare at this time of the year. So butterfly is about new birth, new beginnings. And usually the new beginnings are on an emotional level. So we're having a new way of feeling. We're having a new way of experiencing on an emotional level. It can also be new birth of projects or even the new birth of a new relationship. Butterfly is about allowing new creativity and color into your life. And then the last totem I saw on the walk was a great blue heron. And some of you may have heard me talk about this before in a previous video. And I think I actually tried to show you in the last video I did when I was out by the lake, a great blue heron that flew towards the end of my video across the lake. And the great blue heron is about, again, it's a bird, so it's about messages, but it's about being your own authority. It's about exerting or asserting your authority and counsel with other people. So you're stepping into your power, you're stepping into your inner authority. And as far as the counsel part, it means that people will start to listen to you, that you will be heard, that you will be recognized for who you are and what it is that you have to say or what it is that you're showing the world. So again, your animal totems of choice are the hawk, the butterfly, or the great blue heron. So let's just briefly talk about some of the highlights of astrology in the month of November. On the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, actually from the 9th into the 14th, we have a lot going on because there's a lot of planets changing signs. And when planets change signs, especially the personal planets, the planets that move at a faster pace, there's a lot of changes in the circumstances and situations surrounding us in our life. So on the 9th of November, Mars, the planet of energy and action, moves out of Capricorn, where it was focused on career matters and our goals and our ambitions, and it moves now into the sign of Aquarius. So now energy is being put towards humanitarian endeavors. It's being put towards independence and freedom and truth, and also of higher vibrational energies. Aquarius is kind of that crown chakra, opening the crown chakra to higher vibrational energies. So there's a lot of energy being put forth towards that now that Mars is going into Aquarius. On November 11th, Venus is moving out of Sagittarius and it's moving into the sign of Capricorn. Now, Venus is, of course, the planet of love, relationships, but also money and finances. While it was in Sagittarius, it was more inspirational, it was more freedom-oriented, independent. And now that it's moving into Capricorn, again, there's more of a seriousness or a practicality or a groundedness with that Capricorn energy. It's more, again, goal-oriented. Our values are becoming more practical and goal-oriented. And then on the 12th of November, Mercury is changing signs. And Mercury is moving out of the sign of Scorpio, and it's moving into the sign of Sagittarius. Now, Mercury in Scorpio was very deep perception, psychological healing of mental attitudes and belief systems on the subconscious level. Now that it's moving into Sagittarius, it's much more optimistic and uplifted and lighthearted. And again, there's that freedom energy and independence energy. It's a great placement for people that are speaking or writing or teaching or blogging, anything that deals with sharing ideas and getting the word out there. Then this leads up to the full moon on the 14th of November, and the full moon is at 22 degrees Taurus. And of course, Taurus is a sign about our values. It's about, again, our finances and money and stability and security. So things regarding these key words are going to be highlighted or coming to a head as far as on or around the 14th when we have that full moon. Now, the 18th and the 19th are really interesting. But on the 18th, we have Neptune conjuncting the South Node. And Neptune is a very spiritual planet. And it's very difficult to kind of pin down what Neptunian energies are all about. Sometimes it can be confusing, unclear, but again, very highly spiritual and creative as well. And it's all about unconditional love. The South Node is about the past and our past lives. And so here we have energies that are, I feel like we're going to really connect with a lot of our spiritual past lives when Neptune conjuncts the South Node. On that same day, or around that same day, this is the interesting part, is that Venus is trining the North Node. Mercury is also squaring the North and the South Node. And the next day on the 19th, Neptune actually goes stationary direct. So as Neptune comes together with the South Node and all of these other things with these other planets are taking place, Neptune is at a standstill, which really heightens the energy. Okay, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if the camera phone doesn't like the cold weather or the cloudy weather out there, but all of a sudden we shut off. And so I'm picking up where we left off. I was actually talking about the fact that Neptune is actually going stationary direct on the 19th of November. So what I was saying was that when a planet goes stationary retrograde or stationary direct, it heightens the energy of that planet. So not only do we have Neptune conjuncting the South Node, bringing up things of the past or spiritualizing aspects of our past, or merging us with the unconditional love of God's source energy. That's a very Neptunian thing about unconditional love and compassion. But also we have, again, Mercury is squaring the north and south node, so there's some sort of a message, an inspiration, a decision that maybe needs to be made as far as, are we going towards the future? Are we going towards the past? What direction now are we going to choose with Mercury squaring the north node and the south node? And then also we have Venus that is in a positive aspect to the north node in Virgo. So that's giving us a little bit of a energy. I won't say a push, but it's kind of an indrawing receptive energy towards going towards that north node of the future, you know, taking a step. Basically what this is all about is taking a step towards a new direction and a new path. And with Neptune going stationary direct, it's heightening these energies. And so again, Neptune can be illusion and confusion and delusion and not seeing things clearly, but it can also be about, it's about the universal energies of, again, unconditional love, and just kind of merging with that energy, knowing that you're a part of that energy, and really spiritualizing the energies around you and allowing yourself to, in a sense, be spiritualized. So this is going to be an interesting couple of days to see how that plays out. And then the other important thing that happens in the month of November is going to be the new moon in Sagittarius, which is on the 29th of the month. So that's going to happen at 7 degrees of Sagittarius. So we have this new beginning, which is all about freedom, and which is about higher learning or higher understanding. It's about inspiration, positivity, optimism, even blessings and good luck, potentially. So that new moon towards the end of the month is, again, heralding us into the month of December, which is the last month of the year. So we'll see how all of this plays out. But again, this card that rules the month of November, it's, you know, we have the lotus flower up here, and the lotus to me is like opening the crown chakra. You know, it's opening up our crown chakra to higher vibrational universal energies. And here again we have this heart in the middle of the ocean, and we're talking about this karmic release through love, through loving ourselves, through allowing, you know, that unconditional love from the universe to pour through us. We're allowing this old karmic energies to be washed away through our emotions, through our feelings. So there might be some things coming up emotionally, but it's allowing things to be kind of purged and washed away so that all that's left is unconditional love of spirit. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the first card from the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue to see what the message from our angels and guides is. Okay. So we turn over the first card, and we have Major Arcana number 12, which is called Awakening with Archangel Gabriel. And it says, look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill, and it is important to be yourself. I'll let you take a look at that there. Okay, so we have an angel here who's upside down, and you know, she's not straight up looking at things directly. She's looking at things from a different perspective. And the card is called Awakening here. So we are awakening to a higher vision. We're awakening to a higher understanding. We're awakening to a higher way of living out the circumstances in our lives. And again, looking at things from a different perspective. Since September and probably through October, if you're anything like me, and you know, some of the energies that I went through, is we're still trying to kind of gain a sense of rebalance with all of that changing eclipse energy that happened back in September. And again, I think through October, you know, it was kind of clearing through the energy of what happened, and now we're in November, so now we're awakening to this new way of seeing things. It's like we're clearing away the cobwebs, so to speak, or we're clearing away the fog, or the fog is lifting, and we're starting to see things from a different perspective, that all that's happened throughout the year has been necessary, and that it's taking us to a different place. It's taking us into a different energy. We're evolving, we're growing, we're becoming a different person, basically. If you think back to the beginning of the year, more than likely you're much different now than you were at the beginning of the year. Your thought processes, what direction you're going in is probably different. Maybe not by your own decisions, but probably that you're going into a different direction because of all the energies that have taken place. And so now again, we're awakening to this new perspective and new way of seeing things. Let's take a look at the second card for the month. Okay, we have the Three of Air. And the Three of Air says, great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself and others. Let's see. Now, this card, whenever I see it, I always, think of family healing because we have 3 unicorns, 2 adults and a little baby. So it reminds me of a little family. And I always get the sense and the feeling that we're healing old family patterns when I see this card. Now, it's an air card, so we are talking about the mental realm. And the number 3 is about our belief systems. And so here we are clearing and healing old belief systems, old thought forms that no longer serve our best and highest interest. And those thought forms and belief systems more than likely go back to our family of origin and what we learned either by watching, by experiencing, what we were taught in that family of origin. And it doesn't mean that that we had a really bad childhood, or it doesn't mean that our parents tried to teach us something wrong. But a lot of times, everybody does the best they can. So our parents did the best they could, more than likely. But we still kind of, within our cellular memory, take on, if you will, and what do I want to say? It kind of gets grounded in the cellular memory. Certain ideas and energies and sometimes traumas and emotions and again patterns that perhaps now it's time to release and let go. Let me take a look at this and see if there's anything else. Yes, that line at the bottom about forgiveness. We have to forgive ourselves, we have to forgive others, and they're saying this goes back to previous lifetimes as well. So sending forgiveness and love and light to all circumstances, situations, and all previous lifetimes. You don't have to even know what they are necessarily, but just call in the healers of the light and ask them to send forgiveness energies, or that, assist in carrying that forgiveness energy and that unconditional love energy and that healing energy to all of your past lives, to all situations of trauma through all dimensions of time and space, and allow this healing to take place to release that old karmic energy. Again, karma is just the law of cause and effect, but when there's some lower vibrational energies or lower, negative karma, if you will, that is what we want to clear out. The positive karma and the new and positive is what we want to bring in. Let's take a look at the third card. Okay, we have another air card. This time it's the Queen of Air. Now, the Queen of Air says, independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. At the bottom it says, objective decision-making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. Now, the Queen of Air is the Queen of Swords. Again, we have a mental card here, so we're dealing again with things on a mental level as far as old thoughts and old ideas and old belief systems about ourselves and our lives that are no longer valid, that no longer serve our best and highest interest. And the Queen of Swords, I always think of, this very strong, independent, feminine, divine feminine energy, and with her sword, she's just cutting and clearing away all that no longer serves her best and highest interest. And it doesn't mean out of anger. It just means that she feels like, okay, she's come to the point where she's been there, done that, and enough is enough. So it's time to clear it away. So it's just kind of a matter of fact, let's get rid of it. Let's not even use the word get rid of it, but let's clear it away, let's heal it, let's release it. That's a better way to say it. Let's release it so that it no longer affects us in any way as we move forward. Now, I did pull a fourth card as we're nearing the end of the year here. I just really felt like I wanted to tie everything together from the previous 3 cards to see as we're ending the ending of a cycle in 2016, what we should be focusing on. So let's look at this fourth card. Okay, we have another queen, but this time it's the Queen of Water. And the Queen of Water says, tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, and loving, It says relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition and care for yourself and others. Now, the first thing I think of with this is the divine feminine energy. You know, again, we have a queen energy. It's in a water sign, the sign of emotions, the sign of feelings, and we are in a 2 universal month, or a 20 universal month, and that 2 energy is the divine feminine energy. And although it says relationships develop to a new level, right away when I said that, they said the relationship to your divine self. The relationship to your spiritual self and divine self is developing to a new level. You're merging with that divine feminine energy within you and allowing yourself to merge with that spiritual oneness energy, which is that Neptunian energy that we've been talking about. Trust yourself, trust God's source energies, trust your angels and guides. You are moving in the right direction. All right, so let's take a look at your special message card depending on your animal totem of choice. So for those of you that chose the hawk was the first one, let's give these a little bit of a shuffle, and we're asking to be shown a message for the hawk people. Okay, hawk. Okay, this one keeps on popping up. So hawk, Cordelia. That's funny. I was just outside, and that didn't work out so well, so we came back inside. Go outside with Cordelia. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Okay, so even though that's what it says, and yes, getting out into nature is always helpful, always grounding. It helps to rebalance us, so nature is going to be helpful for you this month in that way, to bring you back into a sense of equilibrium. I also feel like being around beauty. I feel like there's something artistic and creative and colorful and being around beauty that you're supposed to be focusing on in this month of November. So if you are a creative writer or if you do artistic projects of some sort, this is going to be a good month for you. Also, you might think about some sort of flower essences. We have lots of flowers here around Cordelia. So you might check into flower essences, the Bach flower essences, to see if there's any that might help you to kind of clear out some old karmic patterns. The flower essences help on an emotional level to help clear out, again, old feelings or old mental belief systems in a very kind of deep but subtle way. So that's also something that comes forth here. Okay. So for those of you that chose the butterfly, okay, so let's give these a little shuffle. And butterfly people, this one's calling my attention. Butterfly is Irene with peace. And it says, there is no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. So again, there's that peace and balance and harmony energy of the number 2 for the month of November. So Irene wants you to know that everything's coming back into balance. Everything, focus on peace is what I'm hearing. In your meditations or doing affirmations, focus on peace and serenity. Peace and serenity. And that's what's going to be coming in. I feel like there's some sort of bountiful, abundant energy that's coming your way for this month. I feel like, again, it's like they say, reaping the seeds that are sown. So previous seeds that you may have sown, things that you might have been working on or trying for or, you know, trying to accomplish. I feel like you're going to see some things starting to happen in a positive manner that brings in some abundance and prosperity energies, whether it be financially or in other ways this month. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the great blue heron, all right, oh, this one right away sticks out. Great blue heron, Hathor with receptivity, another key word of the number 2. And it says, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition energy and the ability to give with others. So some of you out there, maybe you have a hard time receiving, maybe you're more of a giver, or you want to do something and put your energy forward. This is about allowing. This is about sitting back and allowing and receiving, being receptive to the energies. And let God, Source Energy, Universe, let Spirit bring you these blessings, these opportunities. Be open to like just being aware of what they are, and just kind of go with the flow and be receptive to life and be receptive to everything that is meant to come your way. So I hope you've liked this monthly angel card reading. Thank you for hanging in there with the change of pace from outdoors to indoors. I send you all much love and light and many angel blessings to all. Mwah. Thank you.